Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you so much for coming along today. It's 161. That's a lot of yoga classes, right? Thank you for joining. It's lovely to have you along. So we're going to start seated. We'll probably just jump into it. I was going to say we did. I did quite a lot of chatting last week because it was Men's Health Week, and we were talking about the benefits of yoga for men. And I think what I was pretty much saying was that the benefits are the same if you're a man or a woman, but sometimes the imagery of yoga doesn't encourage men to practice. So if you've made it back this week, then a wholehearted welcome. It's really lovely to have you along. And if you're a regular, then welcome. I've got my full screen on today, so I can't see my chat bar, but that's always looked after beautifully by the great people at the Royal Voluntary Service, the Virtual Village Hall. So feel free to put any comments in there. I'll get to them at the end, but for now, this part you can sit on the floor with me. If this feels too much, then grab some cushions or a pillow or a block. Sit on a really thick book just to raise your hips off the floor, or you can do this part in a chair. You don't have to be sat on the floor with me. However you're sat, draw a little bit of length into your spine. In fact, let's do this. Just have a little intuitive move around, whether you're sat on the floor or you're sat in a chair. If you sat in a chair, then maybe just bring your back off if there's a rest on the back of your chair, just so you can bring length into your spine. It's sometimes nice to kind of claw the fingertips down, lengthen the arms. That way you feel that lengthening of the spine, the shoulders relax. Whatever feels good for you. Have a little move. And then see if you can bring your hands somewhere near your knees. Maybe the palms are up, maybe the palms are down. Maybe you keep the hands on the floor. It's your choice. And if it feels safe, maybe close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, or you just soften your gaze, then just check in with your experience. Notice what you're noticing. And maybe it's a little check-in with your physical body. Kind of notice how your physical body feels. And then as you bring the awareness to your physical body, maybe notice how your breath feels. And as you inhale through the nose, maybe exhale through the nose. Or if there's a part of you where you feel like you want to exhale through the mouth, then kind of just gently sigh out, kind of releasing breath. And we'll stay here for another 90 seconds or so, maybe a couple of minutes. Let's do 2 minutes and I'll be quiet and see if you can just drop into this stillness. And it's maybe the first time you've been still all day. Just notice what you're noticing, the sounds, the sensations, maybe the temperature. And then from this point, just take 3 more rounds of breath, make them really slow. And then if you had your eyes closed, if you soften your gaze, then bring your gaze up and lean back into your hands. Do that really slowly. If you're sat in a chair, maybe join us on the floor now. Bring your feet out. If you want to stay in the chair, you can always just bring the feet a bit wider. And then we're just going to knock our knees side to side, just dropping the knees down. And kind of bring the awareness down into your wrists. Like really spread out through your fingers. See how your hands feel, your arms kind of supporting the weight as you lean back. And then this nice scissoring action as you move through the legs, through the hips. See how this feels. Nice. And then come all the way back to center. And then see if you can remember, bring your other shin in front and then bring your hands onto your knees. And then we're just going to circle the torso around your hips. So inhale forward and then exhale as you round. And just bring those circular movements in that feel good for you. Inhale, come back to center, and then just swap it out, come back the other way. Eyes can be closed or the gaze is soft again. And that little bit we did at the start, maybe that was the first time you've been kind of still today. First time you've really paid attention to your breath and just sat with the sounds, with the sensations. Beautiful, really nice. Inhale, come all the way back to center. And then take a full exhale. One more like that, nice deep inhale. And take a full exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Clasp the hands, push the palms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, round your spine and just push your palms forward so they're in line with your nose. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale as you round. Just a few more rounds. Inhale, find length. Exhale, round your spine. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. This time when you inhale up, as you exhale, go to the side. Inhale to center, exhale to the opposite side. So just kind of move like this, side to side. You can unclasp the hands and kind of make it a little bit more free flowing. Give yourself a little bit more room in the shoulders. Inhaling, exhaling. Don't worry about what this looks like. Just a little bit of side to side movement. When you're ready, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring the hands down. Realign your spine. Uncross your legs. Bring your other shin in front. So we'll keep doing that today. And then when you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. As you exhale, twist to the left. So right hand on the left knee. Left hand supports you. So you've got length in your spine. Inhale. Exhale as you twist. Nice deep, rich inhales. And full releasing exhales. A couple more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. And a deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, twist to the right. Same thing, second side. Right hand supports you. Maybe you're on the palm of your hand, maybe on your fingertips. Sometimes the fingertips feel better for me. Inhale to find length. Exhale into your twist. One more round of breath. Nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back up. Reclasp the hands. Exhale, round the spine. Push the palms forward. Inhale to find length. Exhale to round. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale as you round. This time, inhale to come up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Beautiful. When you're ready, come on to all fours. So we're going to be on our knees. So if you need to pad your knees out, go for it. But otherwise, come on to all fours. And don't feel like you've got to be super still here. So maybe spread out through the fingers, kind of move a little side to side. See how this feels. You might stretch one leg back, kind of experiment as you stretch one leg back. Maybe rock backwards and forwards and get that nice stretch through the shoulders, the wrists, kind of building that strength, flexibility, and then swap it out to the other side. Keep breathing deeply here. Really lovely, everyone. And then come back to center. So you're on all fours. And then just a little bit of work through the wrists, but nice and gentle. So really spread out through the hands, first of all. Bring the weight forward, then bring the weight to the right. And bring the weight backwards, and then bring the weight to the left. So that's kind of your movement. So forward, to the right, backwards, to the left. Forwards, to the right, backwards, to the left. And then eventually you might just make that one big fluid movement. Or it doesn't have to be big, but it's one movement. So you're kind of circling out through the wrists. See how that feels. Be very gentle. Let the head drop. And maybe come back the other way. See how that feels. And notice how the tops of your feet feel. Maybe you tuck your toes under so you can be here and press into the toes and you feel that stretch through your toes, the bottoms of the feet maybe. Nice. Beautiful. And then come all the way back to center. See if you can just sit back a little bit. Might sit on the heels themselves and then just give the hands a little shake out. Nice work, everyone. And then we'll do that again. Now you can stay here with the fingers pointing forwards, or if you want to go with the fingers pointing backwards, then you can be here. So this one looks a bit odd, right? Or maybe the fingers out to the side, but don't push this. If you're feeling anything that feel untoward, any strain, don't do it. So inhale to the right, exhale as you come back, inhale to the left, exhale as you come forward. And then maybe just begin to move that out. Now maybe be just a little bit more cautious with this one. Now I can feel this quite strongly, so I don't want to move very much. I'll come back the other way for a few rotations. And you'll feel this very strongly in the inside of your arms, your wrists. And then this is super important. As you come back to center, bring the hands back so they face forward. And then again, maybe sit back onto the heels and give the hands a little shake out. If this feels too much, you can always sit cross-legged. Remember, if it feels too much sitting on the tops of the feet. Bring the arms out and you make fists so they're in line with your shoulders. And then you're just going to spread your fingers out. And then you're going to make fists. So that's your movement. So you might move quite rapidly. So it's like this. Keep breathing. So we sometimes have problems with our hands and our wrists. You know, we kind of trying to build a little bit of strength, flexibility here. We're not pushing it too far. We don't want to go beyond what the body wants us to do. So kind of know where your edge is. Now you might feel this in your forearms now. So stop that and give them a little shake out. Maybe a little side to side. Make sure you've got plenty of room here. You're not crashing into anything. Nice. And then the final thing we'll do, we'll bring the arms back up. And then you're just going to make circles. So pick a direction and circle the wrists out. See how big you can draw them. It's not about the speed or anything like that. It's probably about matching the movement and then come back the other way. Feels good, right? A little bit of a challenge. We use the hands and the wrists a lot in yoga, so this is a really good way to kind of bring that movement in. And then give the arms, the hands a little shake out. Lovely. And then come all the way back to all fours. And then tuck the toes under So you're in this kind of adapted cat-cow position. Nice. All right, from here, 3 rounds. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. And then as you exhale, round your spine. So really deep rounding of the spine. See how rounded mine is? Inhale forward, exhale round. Inhale forward, and exhale round. Inhale, come back to center, and then soften the tops of the feet down. Maybe go a little wider with the knees, a little wider with the feet, so you give yourself a very firm base. And then have a quick look at your hands, spread out through your fingers. All that work we've done into the wrists. And now move through 5 rounds of cat and cow from this more traditional version with the tops of the feet on the floor. Inhale and exhale. So inhale as the spine elongates, the head and the heart lift. Exhale around your spine. One more. Inhale, come back to center. Then as you exhale, split your knees wide and then just fall back into a child's pose. Remember, you can always stack your head out. And we're going to stay here for a good amount of time today. So if you want to stack something underneath your knees, maybe underneath your head, maybe your forearms, then feel free to do that. And then we're going to stay here for 2 minutes. So I'm going to be quiet. And I encourage you to find a child's pose that works for you. If we stay here for a little longer today, then it'll allow the body just to release and hopefully find a version that works for you. Breathe as deeply as you can. From here, just take 3 more rounds of breath. And then coming out of this one really slowly, make sure your hands are stretched out in front, and then very gently bring yourself back onto that tabletop all fours position. Nice. And you feel a little bit tender after being in a pose for that amount of time. So we'll do the same thing. Stretch the right leg back and press into the right toes. Beautiful. All right. Turn the right toes so they're pointing to the long right edge of your mat. Bring the left hand underneath the nose. So you walk the left hand in. And then inhale your right arm up. Nice. So you're kind of in an adapted triangle pose. Sorry, half plank, not triangle, but it's triangular in shape. Breathe it out. Beautiful. Take 1 more round of breath. Take a full exhale. Now stay here if you want, or if you wanted to, you can always turn that left knee out so the toe are now pointing to the long left edge of your mat. And then you might lift the right hand leg up. So a little variation. But you want to kind of like kickstand that left leg out so you give yourself more of a firm base. Nice. Take one more round of breath. And then as you exhale, come all the way back to center. Beautiful. And then swap that out. So left leg is nice and long. Maybe a little bit of flex backwards and forwards. Just moving really slowly today. Mindful movements. And turn the toes to the long left edge of your mat. Bring the right hand in the center. Inhale, left arm up. You can work with a relaxed neck, so you can look down. Or if you prefer, you can look up. But we haven't done anything in the neck, so just be very gentle. So stay here if you want, or we kind of kickstand out that right leg. So give yourself a little bit more of a firm base, and then lift out through the left leg. Look up, look down. Whatever feels good for you. One more round of breath. And exhale, bring everything down. Come back to all fours. Nice. Line the knees underneath the hips. Move through 4 rounds of cat and cow. Keep coming back here. Beautiful. When you're ready, come back to a neutral spine, and then we're going to come back to a seated position. So the next few postures, if you want to do this in a chair, or maybe prop yourself up, then go for it. Otherwise, come with me with your legs crossed. And remember, if your legs crossed is too much, then you can always sit like this. You can always sit like this. You know, this is a much more relaxed style, but that's absolutely fine. Not a problem at all. Okay. Little bit of movement through the spine, through the neck. Let's start with the neck. So bring your fingertips down onto your mat. And we're going to do 2 things with the head. So first of all, we're going to inhale the head over towards the left. And then we're going to exhale the head over towards the right. Really mindful movements here. Inhale left. And exhale right. And the first thing to happen here is the tendency is that they begin to tense a little through the jaws. So make sure the jaw's really, really loose. And we're thinking about awareness more than anything. You know, the idea of yoga is not about pulling kind of extreme shapes. It's about just being present within all of the postures. If there's any areas of tension, then pause and breathe into them. You know, I feel it here, so I want to take a few more breaths. What do I need to do? Do I want to move my hands a little? Maybe I bring this right hand behind. Maybe I twist it a little. Now bring those movements in that work for you. And then when you feel ready, inhale, come all the way back to center. Take a full exhale. Bring the palms so they face up. Maybe bring the thumb and the forefinger together. So you just bring the thumb and the forefinger together. And just come back to that position where we started. From here, take one more round of breath. And maybe exhale through the mouth. All right, think about the tip of your nose, and you're going to draw circles from that point. So pick a direction, and then think about the tip of your nose, and just begin to circle your nose out. And because your nose is on your head, your head's going to move. Little movements, just in one direction. Eyes are closed or the gaze is soft. And the focus is on the movement, not on the depth or the speed. If you got a little more, then feel free to Make the circles a little bigger. And when you're ready, just come back the other way, but start nice and small again. Think about the tip of your nose and circle it out. Small, slow circles. A little bit bigger, then great. If not, just as good. When you feel ready, inhale, come back to center. And then as you exhale, just drop your chin down towards your collarbone, your sternum. And then if it feels okay, bring both hands behind you and then claw into the fingers. Breathe it out. So you lengthen the arms. Maybe rock the chin a little side to side. Maybe look down opposite shoulders. Just nice and gentle, so you kind of rock the chin. Small, gentle movements. Release any tension from your neck. Just 2 or 3 more on either side. Beautiful. And bring the head so it's really loose and heavy. And then very gently bring your palm of your right hand onto your forehead and then push your head up so it balances right on top of your neck. And then bring your hand down. Beautiful, everyone. Really nice. Lean back into the hands again. Separate the feet. Drop the knees to either side. Lovely. It's about these slow movements at the moment. Gentle. Just getting into the more subtle parts of our body. It's a little warmer today, so we don't want to kind of stress the body too much. Kind of knowing what you need at any given time. Hopefully this is something that you can channel. Lovely. Really nice. Come back to center. Remember, you can stay in your chair if that feels good. Just make sure you've got plenty of room, because we're going to do a couple of twisting actions, okay? So you can do this from a chair or you can do it sat on the floor. So bring the arms up, palms face down. And all you need to remember here is the exhale's always as you twist to the side, and then you inhale back to center. You exhale to the opposite side and you inhale back to center. So if you get stuck, you can bring the arms down, otherwise they'll ache. If you get stuck, always remember the inhale is to center, the exhale is to the side, all right? So we're going to go either side, and we'll just do this for a little bit of time, but try and keep the movements nice and slow and match the movement with the breath, okay? So ready, exhale, over towards one side. Inhale to center, exhale to the other. Inhale to center, exhale to the other. And instead of making this kind of like a rapid, deep movement, kind of think about your navel, think about your belly button, and notice how you move from that spot. And all that work we've done in the jaw, in the face, make sure that that area is nice and relaxed. Couple more either side. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, bring the hands down, and you're just going to shrug your shoulders up and down on the breath. So you inhale up, and then you exhale down. In and out through the nose. Maybe one shoulder at a time. And then come back to center and then just begin to roll the shoulders forwards a few times. If you start going backwards, that's all right. Come back. Just little movements. A little bit. Freestyle it. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. And then as you exhale, twist over towards the right. So we're going to move in and out now. Inhale to center, and then twist to the left. Inhale to center, twist over towards the right. Inhale to center, twist over towards the left. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, exhale, twist. As soon as that back hand touches the floor, fingers, inhale, come back to center. And exhale. Inhaling up. Exhale to the side. Inhale. Exhale to the side. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Final time. Exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale, bring the hands all the way back. Release the feet again. And then just drop the knees to either side. Lovely. Really, really nice work. We're going to do one more seated posture, then we'll be on our backs. And again, you can do this from a chair. A little bit more dynamic, a little quicker, but not too quick. Right hand on the heart. Inhale, left arm to the left. Exhale, right arm to the right. So it's a... And you might be able to hear my breath, so it's a little bit more powerful. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. And all that work we've done through the wrists and through the shoulders, through the neck, twisting. Hopefully this brings it all together. So we get this nice free flowing movement. Energizing. Just before we relax. A couple more times either side. Inhale, come back to center, and then bring your right hand on your heart. Sorry, left hand on your heart, right hand on your stomach. Maybe close your eyes and see if you can just drop into that stillness and just notice the effects of your practice. Notice any changes, any difference to when you started and we sat. Hopefully a little hum or a buzz of energy. Feeling a little more energized, hopefully. Beautiful. When you're ready, release the hands, come to lie down on your back. And do that any way that feels good. You can just plonk yourself down. You can hug your knees in if you're on a chair. See if you can join us. Remember, you can always kind of prop the body with a blanket, anything underneath the body. Hugging the knees in. Squeezing the knees in towards the belly. Maybe separating the knees, and you can do it this way. You can just draw some circles. As long as your tailbone is nice and long. You're in a good position here. Nice. And then similar to the little twist we've been doing seated, bring your feet nice and wide. Bring your palms so they're face up and in line with your shoulders. And then we're going to hold a twist for a couple of minutes on either side today, just to really close the practice off before a brief shavasana. So think about your lower spine. Flatten your lower spine down into the floor. Maybe you feel this little engagement in your belly. And then as you exhale, just drop your knees down towards the left-hand side. So the feet are nice and wide. And then your final movement can be just turning your gaze towards your right fingers. Try and relax your shoulders as much as you can. Maybe close your eyes. Remember, you can always prop the legs, or you can drop the legs down a little bit. So if it feels too much in the hips, you can always bring, like a blanket or a block underneath that left knee. Maybe a bolster in between the legs if you have it. Or a blanket, that can feel really nice. See if you can relax your shoulders. And send the breath where it's needed. Just take 3 more rounds of breath on this side. And when you're ready, inhale. Bring your knees all the way back to center. Maybe realign your spine. Exhale, drop the knees over to the opposite side. Maybe readjust the arms. Have a little wiggle. Feet nice and wide. And then you can turn the gaze to the opposite side, down the left arm. I'm here for plenty of time, so drop into the shape that works for you. Feel free to adjust and then see if you can find some stillness. And on this side, just 2 more rounds of breath. And then very gently, slowly, bring your knees all the way back to center. Make sure your soles of the feet are flat on the floor. Then walk the feet a little wider and let the knees touch. Come into constructive rest. Feel the spine release after that twist. And then from here, separating the knees, lengthening the legs down the mat. Remember, you can always keep the knees bent and the feet on the floor. Or you can come along with the legs and just let the feet fall open and take up as much room as you want. And settle in for just a couple of minutes of Shavasana. Just let everything melt down into your mat. And then from here, when you're ready, really slowly, gently bring some movements back in, fingers and your toes. It's a nice way to come back to your physical body. Maybe lengthen the breath, maybe sigh out through the mouth. You can stretch everything. Maybe push the palms up towards the ceiling. Ooh, let out a big yawn, a big sigh maybe, and hug the knees in towards your belly. Rock it out, side to side. Lovely. And then from here, just roll over onto one side, push yourself up, and then we'll finish off where we started in a seated position. So remember, you can always come back onto a chair here if that feels good. Beautiful work, everyone. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Maybe close your eyes and thank yourself for showing up, for getting onto your mat. And with that in mind, just a wholehearted bow, wishing yourself well, wishing everybody else well. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for coming along today. It's really nice to have you in. Thanks, Irene. Thank you to you, Margaret. Yeah, thank you. Well done for showing up and for getting onto your mat and for sharing your practice with me. It's really important part of my day and my routine. So thank you to everybody that joins and to the Virtual Village Hall for hosting me as normal. Thank you so much. I'll be back again next week. Whatever you're doing, enjoy this nice weather we're having at the moment. Enjoy your weekends, guys, and try and do a few yoga poses out in nature. It's lovely. It's lovely to do some sun salutation, especially in the mornings when the sun's up. So take what you learn and use it. All right, everyone, look after yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye now.